We've got a new Department of Justice report out that recommends that police only chase suspects in certain circumstances. And in others, yes, as odd as it might seem, they just let them go. That's what the new federal report says. This call comes on the heels of a tragedy earlier this month in Hickory, North Carolina. A mother and her 12-year-old son were killed when an officer crashed into their minivan while he was in pursuit of a motorcyclist suspected of careless and reckless driving and failing to show a license plate. That motorcyclist initially fled the scene of the collision, but turned himself in 11 days later. Here's NewsNation affiliate in Charlotte with their coverage.
A cruiser chasing that motorcycle suspect hit another car, killing a 12-year-old boy and his mother inside. 24-year-old Chancellor Johnson is now in the custody of Hickory police. He now faces 2 felony counts of eluding arrest.
And that report published by the Police Executive Research Forum recommends that the pursuits should take place when, quote, a violent crime has been committed, the suspect poses an imminent threat to commit another violent crime. Officers are also discouraged or even flat out prohibited from giving chase to suspects on motorcycles, as was the case in what we just highlighted in North Carolina. So when I first read this, my initial thought was this really would be like, forgive the pun, handcuffing police officers and limiting their ability to simply catch the bad guy. But you can see both sides of this argument if you think about it. There really is no easy answer. On one hand, is it worth the risk a chase poses just to catch a suspected reckless driver? But on the other hand, if that's the stance you're going to go on, aren't you in essence almost encouraging all non-violent suspected felons like those driving stolen cars or even drunk drivers to flee? Because they know that the officers aren't going to chase. They just go. They don't care. They know that that's the rule. I was fortunate enough to participate in a ride-along with the Georgia State Patrol in Atlanta last year, and believe it or not, in no time, I was actually in a cruiser when they decided to pursue 2 different suspects. I saw it for myself.
Within 1 hour of riding with troopers,
we're gonna pit. Pit maneuver, successful, 1050 into the wall.
We got into 2 chases and 2 pit maneuvers when police forcibly stop cars.
So we've been with you guys for about an hour. I mean, is this normal for a Thursday night? Already like 2 chases, 2 pits?
Unfortunately, yes. The crime in this area is on the rise.
Now, those chases and apprehensions happened to be executed flawlessly. Those guys knew what they were doing. They really did a great job. But as you've just seen, that's not always the case. You saw that with that case in North Carolina. And some experts say that the research would suggest that in the vast majority of the time, pursuit is not the best option. And joining us now is Geoffrey Alpert, University of South Carolina professor of criminology and criminal justice. He was the head of the working group for the new report, which included high-ranking officers across the country. Geoffrey, thank you so much for joining me. It was interesting when I did that ride-along in Atlanta. The city of Atlanta police are not allowed to chase for the most part. The Georgia State Patrol troopers are allowed to chase, and both the police and the troopers were telling me that the bad guys know that. So if an Atlanta cop starts trying to pull someone over, they'll just run. If a trooper tries to pull them over, they'll stop because they're afraid they're gonna chase them. So I mean, it does seem to dissuade the bad guys when they chase, doesn't it?
Well, Brian, I don't think that's the case with the Georgia State Patrol. They get in a lot of chases, as you heard the troopers say, because people flee from them.
Yeah.
It's a myth. It's a myth that changing the policy is going to increase people from fleeing, because we see it all over the country. There are a lot of departments, many of whom were represented on this group, but many of whom weren't, where they've already had these policies restricting the police to violent crimes, and it's not going crazy. In fact, in several cities where they've changed it, you see an enormous number of pursuits occur, and unfortunately injuries and deaths, and sometimes deaths to officers. So one of the reasons that this policy, this report came out with the policy it did, is to save officers' lives, save the public's lives.
Yeah, and I get that. I mean, it's tricky because you don't want to chase, you put other people at risk, but you think about Atlanta, you think about Philly, you think about San Francisco, you think about LA, you think about New York. A lot of people who live in these places feel like crime is out of control, and those are cities that don't really chase. I mean, do you think it could make a difference? It would send out a strong message if it sent the message to these bad guys like, look, we're not going to let you get away?
Well, the research that has been done does not show that. It shows in cities where they change these policies that there's no difference, that the crime rate is not impacted. And that's why these officers who were on this task force came to that conclusion. In so many cities that have had this for years, we haven't seen a rise in crime. So it is a difficult situation. You don't want bad guys to get away, but you don't want your family at risk. I don't want my family at risk. And that's what happens in these chases.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.